have one more panelist. It's going to be Josh Randall from Blackout. Anybody familiar with Blackout, whether it's here or in New York? All right, well, Josh is here and he's going to tell us all about it.
Hi everybody, my name is Josh Randall from Blackout, and we've been running since 2009. We send everybody through by themselves. You have to be 18 or over, you have to sign a waiver before going through. We've put together three of our preview movies for you, ranging back from 2011, 2012, and then one from 2013. And I'm just going to let Blackout speak for itself. So, movie.
Well, then there's that. What do you think? So I've got my own questions, as I'm sure you do, like what the hell was that? What I would like to know from the panel is, what disturbing moment did you decide to deviate from a standard haunted house or haunted attraction and go the extreme route? What damage moment happened with you guys that made you say, you know what, we're just gonna torture people and scare the hell out of them?
I'll start. You're looking at me, so I'll start. And it's potentially maybe the easiest for me. As my partner Chris and I, who create Blackout, we have a history in theater. We've never worked in the haunted house industry before Blackout at all. And we had been doing weird experimental avant-garde shows of classic plays from Chekhov and Shakespeare. And very crazy intellectual stuff like that. And basically it was approached, we approached it as a theatrical endeavor, as a way to really affect people and to use sort of all of the stuff that we had learned and we had been working in with theater to create something different. We ended up putting Haunted House on the title as almost purely a marketing ploy to do a haunted house in the middle of the summer, even though as far as we were concerned it was really just a strong piece of theater. And all of a sudden, within a couple of months, we were officially part of the haunted house industry, and sort of, you know, a lot of people were talking about it. So we kind of almost by accident fell into the haunted house industry. It wasn't really our intention, but we're certainly happy to be here.
Nice. Who else?
Well, for me, it's, you know, we've been doing haunts forever in San Diego. It started out all cutesy and nice and everything, and I was doing haunts, you know, in the Navy, on ships, when I was out to sea, didn't matter, I was doing haunts someplace. This is kind of fun. But the audience, when it started getting into the fun, extreme kind of stuff, and it wasn't anywhere as crazy as it is now. I mean, now it's a matter of, we have to top ourselves every year, so it's getting worse and worse. So this year, it's really insane. And Rick, my friend here, he hasn't been through our haunt yet, and he needs to review the haunt, don't you think? But he doesn't want to come through, so I think he ought to come through the haunt. Don't you think so?
Yeah.
Don't you think? So it just...
I don't think there is enough alcohol on the planet.
Again, it's just 3 hours. You can get through 3 hours. It's okay. And so it just kind of started, and the audience was having a great time with it. So the more and more we got into it, and all the little traps and scenarios, it just kind of grew from there. And that's kind of what the audience now expects out of us. So if we went back, you know, it's not going to be a winner for them. So.
I'm a filmmaker for the rest of the year, and I've been telling my dad for like a decade, I just thought that the films that do the best, the horror films that do the best, are always rated R horror films. When I was 13, 14, I didn't want to go see a movie that was PG-13. I always wanted to go see a rated R film. And I really thought, as we were trying to compete with, you know, all the other haunted houses kind of popping up in Las Vegas, I thought it would be a great move to do a haunted house that was geared for adults. But we didn't know what we could get away with. So we had everybody sign a waiver, and initially we just kind of had, you know, actors lightly touch people as they go by. And we pushed it a little bit further, because people were actually complaining that we weren't doing enough to them. By the second year, it got really brutal. We've been sued 4 times. We won all 4 times. But people know what they're getting. It's the victim experience, and it's a risky thing to do. I'm sure you guys probably feel that way. I mean, every night we have to hire our best actors for that show, and we have to make sure they're trained to do very specific things. And we can't hire crazy loose cannons to be in that show because we can't have people getting like molested. So it's a risky thing to do, but for me it was extremely satisfying, very gratifying to do something, to build something that I would want to go to. And it's great. I mean, people leave the show and you ask them how they liked it, and a lot of people say it wasn't really that fun, but I feel good about myself for making it through. So, I don't know, we're very happy with it. Right?
All right, well, I would like to talk about show space for a little bit, because the show spaces that these haunted attractions live in are greatly different, I think, than one another. So, like I said earlier, one of the things that really struck us when we went to Freaking Brothers is that everything was so contained, literally, in these truck containers, these truck trailers. I've been going to haunts for a long time and covered a lot of haunts. I'd never been in anything like that before, and we were so impressed by the level of detail that Freaking Brothers pulled off with this. I myself am a designer in the theme park industry, and so I think to myself, that's either got to be a complete nightmare for you guys because you are constrained, or it's a total blessing in disguise because you're given your footprint, this is what you got to work with, so figure it out. And so it really takes you to the next level, I guess, of creativity and what you can pull off.
Well, we thought it was going to be limiting at first. It was the easiest way to do it because we could set up in a day, but we were worried in the beginning that it was going to be like people were going to walk through and it was going to feel like a show at a carnival or something. So we tried to do exactly what, and thank you for all the kind words. It was great to know that you liked it when you came. But we decided to play, to use it to our advantage, you know, and make haunted houses that are claustrophobic, tight spaces, they're scary. You know, when people are in tight spaces, they're scared. So we try to use it to our advantage.
And Russ, what about MCKAMEY Manor? Where does that live?
Well, it's right there in hometown USA. So you're looking at, it's a garage and it's a backyard. And we use every piece of space we possibly can. We just got to be really creative with what we do. And it doesn't show in the movie, but we have a lot of high-end special effects back there too, all kinds of animatronics, all kinds of eye candy. But I have more fun, because I'm there with each and every group filming them, so I have more fun watching them. And you know, more than anything else, that's the joy I get out of seeing all their smiles and stuff, or if you can call them smiles. So yeah, so it's just a backyard and a garage, and it's just a matter of using the space wisely. But it's not a big area. It's no bigger than what anybody else has out there at all. So it's just smoke and mirrors, smoke and mirrors.
And Josh, what about Blackout? Tell us where Blackout lives.
Blackout lives kind of anywhere and everywhere that we can actually put it. And I know that sounds a little silly, but it's actually true. We've done 12 shows in 5 years. Some of those shows have been in the hotel rooms. We've done them in the back of a cargo van. Last year in LA, our space was 8,000 square feet. This year it's 2,000 square feet. The space we're using in New York right now is only 1,600 square feet. It's a very, you know, it's 24 by like 64 or something, which I think everyone knows in haunt terms is intensely small. We've done things in public spaces, we've done things in phone booths. So for us, we don't use blood, we don't use makeup, we don't have special effects, we don't have animatronics. So for us, it's easy to sort of just pick up and walk into a space, turn off the lights, and start.
And start like that.